A weak man is less masculine, but a weak woman is not less feminine. And I think that is a concept that pretty much most men and women can accept. And that begs the question, like, well, why is that? Why is strength tied to masculinity? And I think it just comes down to genetics. It just comes down to how we're wired as human beings. And there is an undeniable fact that having muscle is goes alongside with being attractive, right? And you get these guys that are bodybuilders that are obsessed with lifting weights, and I think that's one end of the spectrum that's gone too far. But there is no denying that having a good physique is going to benefit you in different areas of your life. Firstly, what does having a physique tell someone? Well, it's an undeniable thing. It's like, well, this guy's got big shoulders, he's got chest, he's got back, he's got biceps. He didn't just get that. He wasn't just born like that. He just didn't just wake up one day and have this amazing physique. He had to work for it, right? So it's an honest signal of discipline. It's an honest signal of hard work, dedication, consistency, persistence. And that's what having a physique does. It shows that. But not only that, it is attractive. Women are just going to naturally be more attracted to you if you have a good physique, guys. It's just the way it goes, and I've experienced this. I'm not talking out my ass. Like I have experienced this. I've seen it. It's a factor. Is it the thing that's going to get you women? No, not at all. And can you get women without having muscles in a physique? Yes, you can. But when it comes down to it, it's a vital thing that you need to have as a man, not just for the sake of attracting the opposite sex, but just for yourself. It shows you have self-respect. It shows that you're constantly improving, you're constantly working on yourself, that you care about your body, you take care of your body. I've never been one of these guys who goes and lifts and it's all for the aesthetics, it's all for the muscle. I've never been someone who really like poses, like does bodybuilding poses. That's never really been me. I've always been more into strength training, lifting heavy, but also building muscle as a byproduct. I remember one of the coaches that helped me when I first started lifting, he said to me, he said, just chase numbers. That's all you have to do. Just chase numbers. Forget this, forget that. Just go in the gym, chase numbers, trying to get more weight each time, more reps, more weight, more reps, and you will see muscle growth. And I think that's true. And that's a good thing. That's your key performance indicating it. Just like in other areas of your life, if you just chase numbers in your business, then you're going to figure out things internally to get those numbers up, right? So making that the thing that is the key thing that you're trying to grow. And I think that's one thing that somewhat frustrates me with guys that go to the gym is they're not even really training hard. They're not pushing their body. It's mind over matter. You're going in there and you're training. You're not just exercising, you're training. There's a difference. You're putting your body under new stress. You're forcing it to adapt. You're forcing the muscle tissue to adapt to the new stimulus you're putting it on. And this applies to other aspects of life too. If you go in the gym and you just kind of half-ass it and you don't really push the weight, you don't really try and you go to failure and you fight for that last rep, you don't see growth. And it pretty much applies to other aspects of your life. And I'll be honest, one thing I've actually noticed is that when I'm actually just going hard in the gym and I'm lifting and I'm hitting crazy numbers and I'm battering my body and I feel drained and I feel depleted. But I've noticed at those points in my life, for some reason, like the saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I notice other aspects of my life, I start applying the same kind of aggression. And I've noticed when I kind of just go, oh, I'm just going to focus on something else and I'm not going to go as hard in the gym, I start to notice that I treat everything like that. I start carrying myself in that way. I don't have that kind of aggression, that drive to just get something done or to do something the best I can do it. And I think as men, we need to recognize that we have so much energy, we have so much power, we have so much drive. That's what makes us men, and we need to channel that, because if we don't, we lose it, And last couple of days, I didn't actually go to the gym, I didn't train, and I started to notice, even in just my way I was carrying myself, I wasn't feeling myself, I wasn't feeling good, because I've set myself, the standard of myself, as this kind of confident person who's masculine, who's grounded, who has that drive. And I started to just fade away from that. And my mind just starts to eat away at me. And as soon as you get in the gym, as soon as you start lifting, it's like you feel yourself again. And I think as men, we are built to work. We're built to lift. I used to work as a laborer. I used to be a roofer. So every single day I was up carrying tiles on my shoulder, climbing up a ladder one-handed, 30, 40 foot up in some cases. It's pretty freaking dangerous. I don't even think that's legal. And I would do that every single day, Monday to Friday, for a year and a half of my life. And before that, I was doing similar work like laboring and things like that. And despite it being tough and despite it being difficult, there was a weird part of that I loved. I loved the physicality to it. I loved that I had the capacity and the strength to be able to do that and just moving the body every single day. And when we don't move, when we don't put our body under stress, we deteriorate. Our mitochondria needs to move in order to function at its best. So, one of the takeaways from this video, if you're watching this, is like, okay, if you're just sitting in your room and you feel depleted and you kind of feel drained, bro, just literally get down on the floor right now and do 10, 15, 20 push-ups. Just blast them out. And all of a sudden, you're going to feel different. Your mind is going to start operating in a different way. You're just going to start feeling better. And or you could take a walk. Walking's huge, Like we weren't designed to just sit at a desk or sit on a train or sit in a car all the time. We've lost the art of walking. We sit with our legs at this L-shaped 45, 90-degree angle. Our hip flexors get tight. Walking allows the body to realign itself, readjust itself. It allows you to burn calories. It allows, like I said, your mitochondria to work, your brain to calm. It allows you to go outside and be in nature and have deep thoughts and come up with ideas and whatever. So it's about the yin and the yang. Yeah, it's great training, hitting the gym all the time, but sometimes it's just about moving. Sometimes it's just about being active, being in the flow, But when it comes back down to it, yeah, really, I think training is super important. And I didn't get here overnight. I mean, I could show you some pictures of my physique right here. And then I'll show you, look, this is me when I was 16. I was never big. Like, I was never really a big guy. If anything, people made fun of me. Like, when I was in school, I remember people calling me, like, flat ass. Or something like that. When I'd walk and I'd wear jeans, people would call me flat ass because I had no bum, which is a bit weird considering they were looking for that. But that's what people used to make. They made fun of me. They used to call me skinny, lanky. And now I don't hear any of that. I don't hear any of that. I'm 23. This was when I was like 17, 18. I just progressed. I've literally been training since I was 18 or 17 and 18. I've been training non-stop for, that's got to be 5 years now. And it's one of the best things I've ever done, right? I look good, I feel good, I'm strong, I can put up good numbers in the gym, I'm in great shape. But also there's another layer to it where I want to actually take care of my body. Like, I never push myself to a level where I'm like ego lifting or showing off. I always use my intuition. I'll feel it out. Some days I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to go for this bench press. I'm going to knock it down 10 kg because I just feel like it would be wiser to play it slightly safer. But then some days I'm like, actually, you know what? I feel really strong today. Let's go up 10 kg. Let's push a little bit more, and it's really just about having that internal intuition when you're in the gym, you're training, you're lifting, that you're not just doing everything completely like mindlessly. You're really listening and understanding your body. And yeah, that's what the gym is about. And it's something that people don't really understand. Like, I think over the years of training, I've kind of been forced to learn this because I would just train really hard and I'd be like, man, I feel ill, or, oh, I'm not making any progress. And like I said, it's about the yin and the yang. The best way to describe it, it's like you're driving on a road that's on the edge of a cliff in a car, and you're trying to go as fast as you can, but you're also not trying to fall off the cliff. So you need the perfect balance of, okay, well, I'm on a straight here, let's put my foot on the gas. Okay, we're approaching a bend here, let's put our foot slightly on the brake, turn, and then put our foot on the gas again. It's the same principle in life where you're like, okay, cool, I've been training, I trained for 3 days, and I kind of feel fatigued, I feel kind of tired, let's have a day off, or maybe let's actually have 2 days off here. Or it's, making sure, okay, I'm training dehydrated, like shooting yourself in the foot, or every single micro detail. You're always micromanaging all these things behind the scenes so that you can basically show up in the gym and be the best you, and when you start going out and you drink and you party, you feel terrible. When you go into the gym and you just don't feel good, you can't hit a good session. It's because the two don't mix. Like, being this degenerate person who drinks and stuff and going and being the super healthy person, they just don't mix, right? And look, I hold my hands up. I've done both. I've done both. But what I'm starting to realize now is, like, I haven't drunk in a while, and I feel crisp. I feel sharp, and I feel like I'm getting back to that feeling. I haven't been able to hit cardio because of an ankle injury, or at least not in the cardio I want to. But just being in shape, you feel good about yourself. You feel good. You sleep at night, and you're like, you know what? I'm in shape. I'm ripped. You feel good. You don't feel like, oh man, I wish I was back when, I remember when I was like in good shape. No, you maintain, and it's through discipline. That is the only explanation. It's through consistent discipline. I show up to the gym, and I said this on my Instagram story. If any of you are following me, I'd recommend following me if you're not already. Link is in the description. But on my Instagram, I said, this is just like having a shower to me. Like I just show up to the gym and I just do it. There's no kind of like emotional, like I need to go to the gym and let's go. Come on, no. It's I just go. I just do it. I just do it. If anything, I love it. Like I don't. It's not a chore to me. I don't think it really ever was. I think I always did love lifting, if I'm completely honest. But that's an important thing as a man, is constantly working on your body, building your body, but not just strength, not just your body so you can be like, look at me, look at my bicep. Like, I think there's a lot of people in that industry that you want a certain physique to look a certain way, to fit a certain thing. I'm not about that at all. I really believe in pushing your body to see what its potential is in terms of strength, but also just to look after yourself, to have longevity, to be fit, to feel good about yourself, to feel capable. Everyone's like, oh, I don't want to deadlift because I don't want to hurt my back. Well, actually, funny enough, if you look into the research, deadlifting is protective. It actually protects your back. It's that load, and it's consistently putting that load onto your spine is what's actually protecting it. Because if you don't use it, you're much more likely to get injured. And I've been lifting, doing rack pulls. I've done like 250 kg rack pull for reps. I've never had a back injury. I don't touch wood. I've never had a back injury, right? So people worry too much. They overcomplicate things. And one thing I'll say is, when it comes to the gym, like correct form is your foundation. If you're going to the gym and you're kind of not sure and you're kind of guessing, that's how I got injured. I had a shoulder injury once from doing dumbbell press, and I was just coming way too low, and I something popped out the socket, and that was just because of a lack of knowledge. It was a lack of understanding, and I think the biggest shortcut to overcome that is to find someone who goes to the gym, and this is kind of a hack, is to find someone who already knows, and you learn. Like I have a friend now who I'm helping in the gym. He's like 19, and like he's a cool kid. So he's a cool guy. So I just thought, hey, let's train together. I'll just show you. I'll teach you the basics. And he's like cut his learning curve like that. All the things that I've learned over the years, he's getting for free. And this is why mentors and coaches are so important. It's actually something I was thinking about the other day too. Is like somewhat with my business. A lot of the things I do in business, I would never figure that out on my own. Let's just keep it real. I just wouldn't. And that's why environment's so important, and you really get to choose who you hang around. You become the 5 people you spend the most time with, But what I'm trying to kind of going all the way over the place from what I'm trying to say, but essentially what I'm trying to say is going to the gym, lifting is important. Women are going to pick up on it. Women find strength attractive. They appreciate it. They don't want some guy who's absolutely huge, who's jacked out of their mind. Absolutely not. But what they do like is they like a man who takes care of himself, who it shows you have discipline. She's going to look at you and think, well, you didn't just snap your fingers. You didn't buy that. You didn't magically get it. You had to work for it. You had to put in the work. You had to show up consistently over a period of time. And on a subconscious level, she can see that, and she respects you for it. So that's why it's important to put the work in and actually do that. And women want to look up to you in all aspects of life: finances, physicality, spirituality, the list goes on. Mentally, different various areas of life. Your woman wants to look up to you, right? She wants to be in the passenger seat. She wants to be taken for the ride. It's just kind of how women are. It's how they're wired, right? And the same thing when it comes to physicality. You need to, in some way, be more physically imposing than she is. It's very unusual for a woman to be with a man who's actually shorter than them. It's just like a biological imperative that they're with someone who's taller. And that goes in terms for strength as well. So guys, I think I'm going to conclude this video. I do hope there was some value in it. I do hope you've taken some key prompts. And what I wanted to do is say, if you are a man who is struggling to overcome porn, masturbation, you want to do semen retention, you want to master it, I currently have my course open for $8 per month to access my school community, where I have the course in there. It's the same principles I teach my high ticket clients. Super powerful stuff. There's also the community and also future projects such as testosterone optimization and masculine and feminine dynamics, and how to navigate through them. So if you jump in now, you're going to get access to them early. The link will be in the description. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.